Welcome back, Insufferable gaming fans. Not that I actually expect this to work this time, but with the recording problems and all, but we'll give it a try. The old college heave-ho. See if maybe we can get this thing to run for us. Let's grab all these items, and I'll explain a few things about them. When it comes to the different stats, the attack strength is basically physical and intelligence is magic. I think the agility has something to do with the speed of attack. In any case, our Fandango sword is going to be better for us the whole way. Let's see. As far as the other stuff, we want to go ahead and equip that buckler. And the leather glove will up our physical defense. Takes our quote-unquote magical defense down some, but we won't have to worry so much about getting hit by magical attacks for a while. Basically, when you hear an enemy, the best thing to do is to try to attack as soon as possible and take it out. To grab on ledges, you have to put your weapon away. That's not a problem. Unless, of course, you're in heated combat, in which case you shouldn't be doing platforming during that time anyway. So what do we got here? Oh, that guy got zapped. Zapped him real good. If my pal Guthrie were here, he could do these Scottish accents. I don't do it so good, so I'll just skip it. Heh, buggered. Apparently they've found something interesting. Tutorial time. You can use the grimoires you find to learn magical spells. That door is locked, so we'll just move right on. By the hairy balls of the gods. We've discovered a platforming element. Technically it was a wyvern, but let's not quibble. I'm a low-level peon, but I'm worried about the boss. Ah, so there's talk in the ranks that the leader of the Blades himself uses the forbidden magic. Apparently there is also dissension in the ranks as to whether or not this is an ethical thing. We're diving headfirst into the deep end of this moral quandary. Well, that hallucination tipped off the enemy. Now, like I was saying earlier, all the different target areas have different damages and different percentages to be able to hit. At this point, the body is a 100% hit, and it does nearly as much damage as hitting the head, so we're going to focus on hitting that as many times as possible in as rapid a succession as possible. Of course, they're getting their licks in, too. As in any RPG, I like to focus on one enemy until they're completely gone, to reduce the threat. Then zero on into the next. I hope that last little bit of dialogue didn't cause you to get too attached to these guys, because they're gonna be toast real soon. Sliced toast. Oh, time to hop up on this floaty thingy. We can save there if we want. This is an item stash. You can use that to store items and pick them up later if you have too many items. Being this early in the game, we most definitely do not have too many items. So we'll just hover merrily along. Zoop. And find the first of many terrain-altering earthquakes. And I hear a bat. Boo! Gotcha. You got me. I got him. I assure you there will be much more strategy involved in the fighting later. Whee! A look around the room reveals that there is nothing of interest, but since I've played this before, I know that there's a trap in that square directly to my left, so we're gonna go around it. It's a gust trap. It causes damage. You know, like a Doberman. Well, that seemed pretty straightforward. I guess we'll just go on and... Oh, it was a trick. Since his head came into range first, I decided to hit it first. So one thing to make the plot juicier already is that we realize that Sydney, the leader of the Muhlenkamp sect, apparently has shape-shifting abilities. Or at least the power of illusion. If we really want to strategize on this guy, we can hit him in the head when he jumps up with perfect timing, or we can just hop down there and fight him once and for all. You'll notice that in this case, hitting his body does more damage than his head. This is because all the enemies have customized armor for different body parts. So you really trust conventional wisdom when you're fighting everything. You really have to examine each enemy individually to get a feel for the best thing to use against them. Keeps things interesting. Not again. You silly geological phenomenon. That's an understatement. Whoops. If I'd been... Yeah, enemies also drop items. Big surprise in the game, I know. Well, I am just right off the ball today. I keep letting things hit me. If you listen for audio clues, you can be sure to hit enemies before they can hit you by hitting the attack button to open up the combat grid right as they get into range. Usually you have a longer attack range than your enemy. Like so. And this can be increased with better weapons. But we'll get into that a little bit more later. I think I'll just go ahead and stop it here. So until next time, this is Rosser. Take a drink.